What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching. Today's theme is going to be retribution. I was down in the Bay Area shooting a podcast with my new friend Mike Kowalski. Look for that to come. But on the way home, I stopped by Putah for one last chance and see if I can get a skunk wiped off the board. I've got some tips. I'm going to fish small dark stuff today, and I've got a couple runs I'm going to check out, and it seems like there's a lot fewer people today. There's not a car at every single takeout, so wish me luck. Starting with a size 18 olive dinger on the point, and then I've got a size 20 shop vac up on the dropper. This current's somewhat swift and the water's somewhat deep, so I'm going to put a little piece of split shot about 6 inches above the point fly. Try to hit that softer water on the edge. It's still moving pretty quick. I think I'm going to move up closer to the top here. See if I can get down with it before the water drops down. A little wind coming up. No, I'll start off right off the bat. Sure is nice having a whole rod to use. So my gut reaction right now is that I'm not deep enough. I can barely see the bottom. And I should probably have at least 2 or 3 more feet to tip it on. So after I fish this for a few more minutes, that'll be my next move, is to add some tippet. And I just found that my split shot had slid all the way down to my fly, my point fly. And my hooks are fouled again, so maybe I shouldn't make it deeper. So I'm picking up algae in here somewhere. I'm not seeing it on the Indy though. I'm seeing a lot of free-floating algae, so maybe it's just picking it up from it floating through the water. Let's try this again. The split shot above the point fly. That might have been a fish. But a bit more slack in the system than I would have liked. At least, if nothing else happens today, I won't have to hear any jackhammers. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out the link in the top left corner. I'll link to the last time I fished here. And you can enjoy the jackhammer music. Or not. So this is actually kind of interesting. When I was here last, I talked to a gentleman who was fishing in this run, and he was catching fish on dries, or so he claimed. But the water was much lower. This was like 2 or 3 different seams. This is like one giant one, so this should be interesting. Just gonna fish the best I can. Well, there's definitely going to be fish in here. The same rig from before. Got this dark olive dinger on the point, and then I've got my shot back up on the dropper. These currents here are really strange. I need to cast about 8 more feet, I think, to get out right against the current. I think there's like a weed garden right there where it gets dark. Might be hard to see on camera, but last time I was here, I got lots of comments about how difficult it was to wade here, or to get to the water. You know, hard on the gear, like all the puncture vines and whatever. And at first I was like, I didn't quite get it, because there's a lot of fishermen's trails that are worn in. But now, a month and a half later, I totally get it. The plant life is much taller than it was last time. Trails are barely accessible. And with this higher water, it's the river is much harder to access too. Can't really get out there. I'm definitely not hitting bottom. It must be just picking up moss and algae that's just free floating in the water. If you just watch the water for any amount of time, there's just chunks of algae flowing through. So you gotta keep your hooks clean. Could have been a fish. I'm in the hole that I broke my rod off last time, so I'm going to be careful not to do that this time. Hooks are fouled. What do you know? Stuff's getting fouled with moss every 3 casts. And it's not hitting the bottom. Oh look, my hooks are fouled again. I don't understand. Well, the nice thing about right here, I got room to cast and get out from the bank a little bit. This definitely looks like water I would look for fish in. Just snagged up on bottom there. Let's see if I got any weeds. Nope, I think I'm all right. Oh, there's the bottom. Taking this split shot off. It's a little bit overkill here. Ooh. Whoa. The cast was a lot more than I was expecting. So I got this all re-rigged. I've got like a 16, 18 sexy waltz worm on the point in black, custom color. And then I've got a black PT size 20 up on the dropper. New section of the river. And let's see how we do. Sun's starting to get a little lower. Probably have 2 more hours before the light goes behind the mountains. I'm sticking with the small fly, small dark fly theme. Picked up some weeds. Let's go a little deeper. Wind's starting to come up, so that's always fun. Alright, switched back to a shot back on the point, took the pats off. And this little corner is kind of wind sheltered a little bit. It's not nearly as windy as that other side I was just on. Kind of smaller water here. No idea if there's going to be a fish in this kind of stuff.
What's up everybody, thanks so much for watching. If you've made it this far, you're one of two kind of people. Number one, you've been to Putah and you know how hard it is to fish there and you can totally relate to this. Or number two, you're a masochist and you enjoy watching people suffer. Thanks for watching them. The flows really high as they were, it was really tough to get out there and wade into the water. I basically was stuck on the bank. A couple spots there was some rocks and things I could get out there and make some casts out into the deeper water, but in general, it was tough to fish just because I was pinned to the bank. The banks are full of plants and trees and stuff, so not a lot of room to cast. Those conditions were challenging. And then later as the afternoon progressed, the winds came up and it was just kind of like, I don't know, I was just doing everything I could to maintain a good attitude and have some fun. And unfortunately, the fish won again at Putah. So the reputation continues and the streak, it's got two up on me this time. No fish caught there. While the river report this time is pretty short, I do want to take a second to plug. I've got a brand new product in the shop. If you're a fly tyer, I have my own brand of tungsten slotted beads and some inverting beads. You should definitely check these out. One of the things I want to point out that you may not be aware of is the hook gaps on slotted beads can vary wildly. What you're looking for are really narrow gaps on the bead. That way the bead is as heavy as possible, given the same diameter as another one, because a lot of beads have really wide gaps, which does a couple things. It makes the bead lighter, obviously, and it makes it really sloppy on the hook, so it's really difficult to secure it on there. It takes a whole bunch of thread wraps, or you got to use lead-free wire to lock them on there, where these beads, they have a really narrow gap, and you can just lock them on there with 3 or 4 quick turns of thread, and they're there forever. And another good point is some of the other discount beads I've tried, they have really rough edges or even sharp edges, so if you're not careful or you don't see them, they'll cut your thread, and that's super frustrating. So these are really high quality. They're probably some of the heaviest beads you'll see for every given weight. I'm gonna make a video down the road. I'm gonna get all the name brand beads in a certain size and color and compare them all for you guys just so you can see what they're like. But if you want to help support the channel, jump on there, check these out. They're a great price, they're great quality. You won't be disappointed. And one last thing, if you haven't found it yet, I have a podcast now. Check it out at Driftstone Fly Fishing in your favorite podcasting app. I have 4 conversations up with different people and they're all really interesting, so you want to check them out. And that's going to be something I'm going to pursue down the road. If there's anybody you recommend that I interview, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to find out who you think I should interview, or just general topics you want to hear me talk about. But look for Driftstone Fly Fishing Podcast in your favorite app. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not. And until next time, everybody, see you on the water and Godspeed.